evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Black History Month. It is 6:15. You're at a city council meeting of the city of Wausau. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. The first item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, thank you. And since we have a mixed council tonight on WebEx and in person, Caitlin will call the roll.
Right. Peckham.
Aye.
Martin.
Here.
Killian.
Here.
Neal.
Here.
Wadinsky.
Here.
McElhaney. Here. Rasmussen.
Here.
Watson.
Here.
Herbst.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
And Ryan.
Here.
Okay. All
Get us-
members are present.
We are all here, thank you. All right, next up is public comment, pre-registered citizens for matters appearing on the agenda. Nobody is here, nobody is registered. I guess you still got the opportunity next week. Next item is our file number 210413. It's a joint resolution from Cism and Plan Commission approving relocation order for establishing a multi-use trail along 72nd Avenue from Packer Drive to International Drive. Maybe I will invite our Department of Public Works Director up to give us a little update on some of the questions we had last week.
Yeah, from what I saw from the video, first I just thank you for convening today. This is time sensitive to move this forward with the process that we're in. I have a memo put together in the packet to kind of outline and hopefully answer some of the questions. Also seemed to be some of the other questions were the eminent domain process, which is Chapter 32 in the state statute. That's actually a process that we have to follow because we're utilizing DOT money to fund this project. So they require us to use that process. The idea of condemnation for a trail in that statute is not allowed anymore. So in order for this project to move forward, the owners of the property where we need interest in, whether it's temporary or permanent, we cannot condemn that property to do this project. We would have to come to an agreement on that property. So we would have to agree, and so would the owners. And so condemnation is off the table, but we still have to follow the eminent domain process, which the first part of that, before we reach out to the homeowners formally, will be the relocation order, which is what you are looking at this evening.
Okay. I have a motion to approve and a motion by Neal and a second by Wadinsky. Comments. I'm guessing Alder Killian, you are not Alder Martins, but I will. There
Thank you. Yes, we're pretty close over here. So. Well, I just had, we had communicated about the eminent domain and the lack of the city's ability to compel owners to do anything unless they accept the offer kind of willingly on this. Would it be possible, and I talked to Attorney Jacobson this afternoon, when we had emailed, you had stated we'll follow the rules, and that's great, but I think going above and beyond is not prohibited as long as we meet those state and federal guidelines. So I think it would ease some concern if on the front end and throughout the process, can we make it explicitly clear to these property owners that if they choose not to accept the city's offer, that the government cannot compel them to do so? Is that something we can make crystal clear right away and throughout?
Yeah, I think that our consultant who will reach out to them will make that very clear, but I'll reach out to the consultant and make sure that whatever that language is in the statute that's highlighted for them, that condemnation is, something that the city cannot move forward with as it relates to this.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, Alder Rasmussen.
Thank you. And just a question for clarification. I know we talked about this in Cism. A number of these easements are temporary limited easements for the purpose of either utility access or grading. And so once the project is in and completed, those go away, correct?
That's correct. We just have temporary access to that. It'll be for the duration of the construction
Yep,
project.
I see you have a
Yep.
few strips that are permanent, over time, but a good portion of them also are just during the construction cycle, is that?
That's correct. So the PLEs that you see on the memo that I
Yep.
highlighted under that column, those will be permanent. Those are the interests that the city's looking at buying. And those are specific for stormwater drainage outfalls and catch basins that, we're going to need access to, and we're going to have to put some permanent structure there to capture the stormwater and stuff. So
Sure.
that's why those are permanent.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, or are we ready to vote? I'm not seeing anybody. Oh, Alder Killian.
Thank you. Very brief. Just what would be the kind of expected financial budget or impact for this trail? Do you have an idea of that, Mr. Lindman?
I don't know the construction value off the top of my head, Tom. I think the land requirements, they had estimated at $1,000 to $5,000. The interest, depending on what the appraisals come in at, the offers, the negotiation, will make that final determination. I know that the proposed offers will come to finance next week at the meeting for approval from finance to reach out to the homeowners and make those offers.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else, or are we ready to vote? I'm going to take that as we are ready, and the clerk will call the roll.
Okay, we're going to shake up the order here in voting. So we have
Excited.
Ryan.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Herbst. Watson.
Aye.
Rasmussen.
Aye.
McElhaney.
Aye.
Wodinski.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Killian.
Aye.
Martins.
Aye.
Peckham. Motion passes unanimously.
Alrighty. All right, we have one more item on our agenda, but this does require us to suspend the rules. So I would entertain a motion to suspend Rule 12A, referral of resolutions. This does require a 2/3 vote majority. I have a motion by Neal and a second by Watson. We'll vote on it.
Okay. Rasmussen.
Aye.
Watson.
Aye.
Herbst.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Ryan.
No.
Peckham. Martins.
Aye.
Killian.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Wodinski.
Aye.
McElhaney. Motion passes 10-1.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we are on to file number 020432. It's an ordinance amending Chapter 2.16, the Standing Rule of the Common Council, Rule 2, quorum required, and Rule 4, absence of members. Maybe I'll flip it over to our city attorney quickly to just give us a brief on what this is.
We needed to clarify and amend this ordinance, which allowed all of you members to appear at council and standing committees by remote means. But I think we needed to clarify that you need to be on video and audio so that we can see that we are maintaining a quorum and complying with the open meetings law, and so that we can hear your voting and see you while you're voting. So I've just made that clarification.
Okay, with that, I would entertain, I have a motion by McElhaney, and I have a second by Larson. Is there any discussion? Alder Ryan.
For my home internet, I've gone with the senior rate, which is 30 megabytes per second. So I think some of my issues involves doing that, which has caused some problems. And so for me, by going in as other public participants, being able to call in, it seems that it does work better, and that I'm not having any problems with not being able to speak. And that it does seem that here we are in a large community with people with visually and hearing impaired, and then if I'm muted and cannot do that, I was going ahead and putting information in so my information could be done. But unless the city wants to pay for an upgrade on my connection is unreliable. So I'm doing it by phone.
Alder McElhaney.
Thank you. Just for transparency's sake, I'm the one who went to Ann and requested this in reading the the ordinance that had phone on. I am chair of transit, and that when I can't see somebody that they're on as a quorum, I didn't know somebody was on as of that. And then we hear beep beep, and then somebody left, and then somebody came in. And then I discussed with Ann that issue, and she said that is not complying with open meetings law. So this has to be done to comply with open meetings law. We did this, I believe that we are very fair in offering WebEx and in person. You don't have to appear virtually at all. This committee and this chamber is always open for all committees. All committees are meeting in person and virtually. We did this for Pat. And we decided to open up for everyone just to be fair. And I have no problem, but I will only vote for this. There is no wiggle room for me. I want open meetings and I want transparency. And as a chair, I can't be watching when somebody comes in and out and decide if there's a quorum or not. So that is why I went forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, City Attorney.
Sorry, Alder Rasmussen, I just wanted to add too that using your chat feature to talk or discuss any items would be a violation of the open record law because we don't currently back up those chats or record them or archive them anywhere should we be asked to produce them. And I think that's a slippery slope. If you're on video and we can hear you and you can talk to us and we can see your lips moving, we can hear what you're trying to say. So I did not put WebEx per se as a brand in the ordinance. That is currently what we use, but you all should be able to access that by getting an invitation from the clerk and just clicking on that link, and you should be able to, if you've got a camera on your laptop, you should be able to be seen and heard, which is really what we need, rather than chatting in a chat feature, because then it's not open. Your discussions aren't open to the public. So for both of those reasons, we wanted to clarify that you needed to be seen and heard simultaneously. Thank
Alder
you.
Rasmussen.
Thank you. I guess I want to approach this as a committee chair also. Last week in finance, we tried, we had Alder Ryan on calling, and she came up as a phone number, not as her name. And so there's really, other than the fact that we recognize her voice, not everyone does. There's no way for people to recognize her as a sitting council member, and there was such a delay in the audio. It was difficult for us to tell, first, that we even had her on the meeting. We lost her for a second. She had to call back in. Caitlin had to change her identifier to her name versus a phone number, because we also had members of the public dialed in. We couldn't tell who was who. And then there was such a delay in the audio. When we were taking the vote, we could not tell had she voted yes or no, because we were already to the nays when she had voted aye. And so, we had to twice in the meeting clarify, was that a yes or a no? So I think if we have that audio video feed and we can see each other, if we're going to appear virtually, we need to be able to effectively appear virtually. So I appreciate this, and I guess I thank the council president for bringing this forward, because it was, technically, it was problematic last week to have just a phone option.
Okay, thank you. Alder Ryan.
Well, like I said, other people have the city equipment that gives you access at higher rates, and I am using my own laptop. I have a low 30 megabytes per second at my home. I have no intention of going ahead and doing it differently. It's allowing people to go ahead and appear in the meeting, and that if you had someone that should have been monitoring the transit, that they would have known, as well as for in the finance. So I do feel like you need to get a clarification from the ADA, because we do have visually and hearing impaired in our community, and I do feel like you are violating their rights.
Alder Peckham.
Can you speak up, Alder Peckham?
It's a good solution. I was part of that Random Commission meeting and could really realize Sir Ryan's frustration as she was trying to part of the conversation, but had all those connection difficulties. So I agree that the video is important along with the audio, and this is a good solution, and that's for the council, I believe. So thank you.
Alder Ryan.
So is the council going to approve having high-speed internet on my laptop then? Because I'm not using the iPad and you've got that.
No, I don't think so. You can get one of these just like everybody else.
I don't want one of them. That's my option under the procedures. I'm allowed to have an option of a vehicle that I want. And I prefer a laptop with full-size keyboard, and then I have a 25-inch screen at home.
This matter isn't agendized for discussion or action by the council this evening, but I also wanted to add the difficulty with the phone numbers is a sitting committee or a council member needs to be able to be heard and participate. Don't we mute other people that phone in? Because the public doesn't get to participate. They are simply listening. So now whoever's clerking every meeting would have to figure out, is this one of my committee members or is it just the public? There's no name here. I don't know who's in and who's out. So that's really another reason why you need to try to use the WebEx
But
option
again,
that's
I
sent as
don't
an
have
invite.
WebEx from my home computer. And you have iPads that give you high wherever you are. And so is the city going to be offering then that or a new laptop with that
Alder
so that I can access?
Alder Rasmussen.
I think the solution to this is that if any of us are, have a situation where our technology, either mobile at any location that we're at or remote, is not capable of accessing that software and operating it effectively, then we need to come to the meeting. I mean, we have the option to attend in person, and we know that for the last year, pandemic or not, we've been able to do that effectively. We have been able to employ safe strategies and all sitting together. We're all sitting shoulder to shoulder right now, and we've been doing that for some time. So I think if remote doesn't work, the other option then is to come to the meeting.
Well, I disagree because I already had contacted you about that my neighbor had an emergency furnace out where it was down to 45 degrees, and I had to deal with it. I was
That was
not
Cism.
available.
I'm talking about finance. We have had 2 problematic meetings.
All right,
But-
I'm gonna recognize Alder Neal, who's pressed his button.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to call the question, please.
All right, we have the question called. Does anybody oppose? Okay, we have opposition, so I guess we have to vote on calling the question. Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. So right now, we're voting on whether or not we want to vote, just so you're clear.
Peckham,
Aye.
Martins,
Aye.
Killian,
No?
Neal,
Aye.
Wadinsky,
Aye.
McElhaney, Rasmussen,
Aye.
Watson,
Aye.
Herbst,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Ryan.
No.
Motion passes 9-2.
All right, so we've ended debate. The question has been called. Next vote will be on whether or not we would like to amend our ordinances, Chapter 2.16, Standing Rules of the Common Council, Rule 2, Quorum Required, and Rule 4, Absence of Members. Since the question has been called, debate is over. I'm sorry, I can't call on you, Alder Ryan.
Okay. McElhaney. Wadinsky,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Killian,
Aye.
Martins,
Aye.
Peckham,
Aye.
Ryan,
No.
Larson,
Aye.
Herbst,
Aye.
Watson,
Aye.
Rasmussen.
Aye.
Motion passes 10-1.
All right, thank you. The last item on our agenda is adjournment. I have a motion by Wadinsky and a second by Ryan. All of those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.